Yep, that's right. Eagles wear boxing. We in here. You heard the eagle. Yep. I hear me. So I hear me, hear me. So I know you hear me. If I can hear me. That's right. Welcome to Eagles wear boxing. This is Friday. The Friday. I don't title it all the time. Everybody know what it is. On Friday, it's called the wrap. Because we wrap it up. We wrap you up. We try to wrap up things for the week. Maybe cover some of the stuff that we covered. But hopefully this will be nice and short. I say that all the time, man. God dang, I can't. I just don't know how to get out of here. There's something wrong. There's something wrong with me to where I can't get out of here, man. If we start talking, and see, I'm starting to learn y'all's trick. Y'all's trick is when I say I gotta go, then y'all got the most questions, or y'all come up with the best points. Because I can ask questions. Salute to Derek Bailey out there, salute brother. Because what I can do is I can ask questions. And what y'all do, y'all stall me out. Y'all won't even answer the damn questions. And then right before I'm going, and then you guys want to come up with all these points. But right now, oh yeah, I got the answer now, Eagle. Yeah, now you got the damn answer, right? I don't want you to have the answer then. I want you to have the answer now. When I'm asking, that's when I want you to have the answer. Don't come up with the answer after the fact. Yeah, I just got some more of my stuff in today, man. Oh man, these bags that I have came out so much better than I thought they were. They're a lot bigger. These grocery bags that I have, they're a lot bigger. Or just bags. They came out a lot better. They're a lot bigger. Carrying two bags worth of groceries in one bag. Look, I know my friend they don't want to use them. I just put your scripture to use or whatever wrong with it. I need you to use them and wear them out. After 6 months, a year or something, you can wear them out so you get another one. Duh. Don't you have to put it on shelf displaying it. Yeah. I know y'all read the title, y'all coming in. What the eagle talking about? Yeah. Okay. Just like what it says, man. Playing ducks, man. Come in, man. Matter of fact, come join Eagles Web. Hit that thumbs up, the like button on your way in. If you decide to subscribe, you go ahead and do that. Get that subscription in, man. Cause y'all just slowed down on subscription. Y'all getting like one a week, man. Come on. That's not fair for the best chat out here. Come on, we got the best boxing show on such a small forum. And my guys, they all spoiled up and shit. They like, man, we got a good ass forum, but people just don't know about it. And that's how I'm actually discovered by accident. A lot of times, that's how I get discovered. It's just an accidental. People just accidentally run into me like, oh shit, or even personal people. I wanted to keep it just like that. I wanted to keep it like that because there's only so many people I like to be around. So, but it is. It is exactly what it is. Oh shit! Yeah, Derek said the eagle's still screaming out at y'all. Sorry about that, y'all. Yep, I slipped up. He said the eagle's still screaming. I can't hear you, brother. The eagle's going crazy. Yep, the eagle out there going crazy. Thanks, brother. Good looking. I damn sure didn't see. I didn't see the signal in here, man. Cause it puts out a signal when you put it up there. I didn't see the signal at all. He was loud too, huh? I'm sorry about that, brother. No, he's probably getting on your ear. He's getting in those eardrums. Yeah. He's he's the eagle still on. The eagle hollered, man. Eagle screaming. Yeah. But before I talk about, um, before we get into it, I wanted to talk about something else. We got a lot of stuff going on in this country, and I'm not. Hopefully, I'm not. No, no public address today. I'm gonna try my best not to do a public address. And else it comes up like later on. It comes up later on, then you know. But I'm more for the most part. I stay out of the news. You know what I mean? I try to stay out of the news, but I get news feeds. That's what, and so I end up getting news just because of the news feeds and stuff like that. So, and sometimes I have to bring it up. Every once in a while I have to bring certain stuff I got to bring out because a lot of times it's just way too important. Yeah, it's just too important because people don't keep up with nothing. I mean, I usually don't, but sometimes you have to keep up. You have to keep up on it. Yeah, it's funny. It's hard to keep from talking about this whole thing, but you know, in here we try our best. We just try our best. But I want to bring a lot of it up, and some of it's one of those things where you can't help but bring up the whole the whole CVID. You can't help but bring it up. But I'm gonna I want to start a different show, uh, just to bring certain people together. You know what I mean? Just to bring people together. I want to start a different show because or Patreon, because the thing is, I got a lot of people on the street asking me and stuff like that. They said they want more information and all that, and I'm really not the one that I don't have all the information. I just have the truth. I don't have a lot of information. The truth is easy. Truth is easy. Information is something that it takes a lot of information, and in order for you to get to the truth. But the truth is just plain. The truth is just what it is right now. It's just like so simple. You don't have to write it a lot of words to get the truth. You know what I mean? But if somebody's writing a whole lot of words, then you have to decipher the truth, and that's not how truth works. Truth shouldn't work like that. Truth should work like, I'm gonna tell you the truth, and that's it. That's why when you have like any kind of court session, that you got different sides. You got the defense, and you got the prosecution, right? And whoever makes their argument to make it to get more truth out, or seemingly truth, they win. And once they win, they just rest. But truth rests right away. You know what I mean? Truth just rests. It just rests. Like you spit the truth, and then you can just rest. You don't have to just keep going. Yeah. Everybody say your boy was in an accident yesterday. Oh, who was that, man? I ain't keep up on that, man. I've been too busy, brother. Who that had an accident? You? If it's you, man, you all right? You good? You all right? You can breathe. You breathing, right? You can sit up straight, right? Just hold it in, man. You gotta stay tough. Cause you don't see Eagle missing no days, man. I got accidents, all kinds of stuff. I just come in, man. You know what I mean? We got to get it done. I don't think y'all have ever seen me coming in. Like, I've been sick a lot of times when y'all see me on here. It probably shows in my face, but I still get, I go ahead and get through this thing. You know what I mean? And I don't think I've ever skimped on y'all. I never like this. I never had like a 30-minute show. Almost. I tried to have like a 30, because I'm supposed to only be like, my agreement with myself was to do like a 1 hour long show. That was my agreement with me. But so far, my agreement with me, I'm disagreeing with myself, because I never last 1 hour. It usually takes longer than that. And then when I say I need to go, I want to go, then that show should probably be 30 minutes. Yeah. But I still send all my condolences out to these people that, I mean, I know that they are actually recovering, some of the people from that condo uh, collapse. Very sad. And I know, I'm not sure if the storms are in that area, but I know there's storms and all that. Yeah. And if the storms are there, I know that makes it worse. It makes it better for some of the people, because maybe they can cool off or whatever. but not just eating or not doing nothing, just laying there and just, you know, knowing. I mean, that's a horrible way to think that, hey, I got to lay here and just die. But you got to always, they want you to keep optimistic in cases like that. But you got to be prepared. I would suppose you got to be prepared for everything. Even if you're optimistic, they're going to find me, they're going to find me. Because after a while, you're going to lose what they call hope. And, you know, there's loss of life. There's definitely going to be loss of life in there. So the people that's around there, I know you guys are holding out for your hope, but just understand the possibility that that something, bad can happen. People get mad when you say that, but hey, think about it. If you look at all that rubble and stuff, something bad had to happen, man. Everybody ain't escaping all that, man. That's not all. It's some miracles, but it's not, it's not going to be all miracles. Yeah, Eagle got quiet for a second. I'm trying to change up a little bit by just, just quiet it down a little bit. I was actually looking for a few things too. You got hurt, yeah. Yeah, he said me, yeah, yeah. I wasn't driving though. Oh, okay. There. Derek say, yeah. They are finding bodies left and right. Yeah, I know. Well, my shout out to Derek, man. Um, Derek, just get better soon, man. Hope you heal up, man, properly and all that. Yeah, he said I wasn't driving. He made that clear right quick, right fast on me. That I wasn't the one, man. I wasn't behind that wheel, man. Hey, you learn your lesson though. Are you gonna ride with that person again? They're a good driver. They just slipped up. What happened? What happened, brother? Did they just slip up or something? They had one of those slips up. You know how we talk about it. You know how Eagle said. They had the slips up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, Derek, we know we don't go with the slips ups. Ain't no slipping up. We got to know everything when we get there. Yeah, yeah. We gotta make sure. We gotta make sure everything tight before we do everything. Anything you do, you gotta make sure it's tight, man. Yeah, you got to make sure. You have to make sure every time, man. You got to make sure everything's tight in all situations. That's stressful, ain't it? Ain't that stressful? You gotta cover everything everywhere you go every time. And I do suggest that. I mean, you might not be doing it every day, but check your vehicle out. You're supposed to. You're supposed to check it. I mean, you're supposed to check the horn, all that. I know people get annoyed, but when you get in that car, you're supposed to check everything: the lights, the windshield washers. I mean, if it's 100 degrees outside, then maybe not the windshield washers. If your car's clean and you ain't got to scrape no bugs off, but check your blinkers, check everything out, man. Because all that does, you're doing preventive measures. Especially if you're on a smaller car, man, you're doing preventive measures because somebody will end up running into the back of you or something. You ain't got no back lights. Especially at night, man. And most people don't care. People don't care. They don't care about themselves, so think they don't care about you? That's the point. If they don't care about them, are they gonna care about you? I'm gonna give you a little bit of time to think about that because I know it's kind of it's probably messing your head up. Like, well, do they care about me? I want you to get cocky, like, yeah, they better care about me, son. I want you to get like that. That's how I want you to act. That's how I want you to act. I want you to act like you're about that. Yeah, yeah. People don't give people gives two damns about you or them. If they're in that whole mode and not caring, people who don't care usually that's when they stuck on that don't care. They don't care about nothing. Or you never know the idea when somebody gets out there on the road, man. Their whole idea. They might be having a bad day or something. They might be ready to give up or whatever. You never know. And I'm not saying that's not his case because he was riding with somebody, but a lot of people that's out there. Yeah, yeah. Here we go. Yeah, I got a story. Just a little short story. Now I have a story for y'all because I just remembered this from yesterday. I'm driving down the road and I'm looking at this lady. Well, I'm not gonna. She's a lady art, but I don't know if everybody would call her a lady. So she's on the side of the road, and she got a nice, I would say probably 14, maybe a 14 speed or something like that. Nice little road bike. And she was just up on the curb, like maybe I don't know, maybe 5 feet up onto the curb, up onto the sidewalk. Going down the road. And I mean, she didn't even weigh a buck. She might have been like maybe 95 pounds or something like that, real skinny. And I see her, and she's kicking her bike, like her front tire. She's kicking like the spokes and stuff. She's stomping on it. And she walks away from it, and he goes back and stomps it again. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with this lady? I mean, that's a nice looking bike. Why would you stomp your bike out? And I'm thinking she probably hit the curb or something like that, or the bike did something. Well, we just talked about checking your car out. Anything you drive, you check it out. You check your bikes out too. And she's just stomping her bike out. I'm like, I wonder what happened. Because I got there late. But she's stomping her bike. I'm like, she probably crashed or something, or had a little bit of a mishap, but she's stomping. But it's not the bike's fault. I mean, they're trying to make bicycles and everything else with like artificial intelligence and all that, like far as like your speed, and at least they do that. That's kind of, I mean, I don't even know if you can call that artificial intelligence, how you can program it. But they had that for a long time when it came to your cruise control, right? Cruise control was probably the first thing that was more like an artificial intelligence when it comes to cars. Now, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think that was the first thing that they had. That was, that you could plainly see that would, get you back up to speed and all that. And I think that was the first thing. But just beating up on your bikes and stuff, I mean, that costs money. I'm just looking at bikes. I have a bike, I have a couple of bicycle shops close to the house, and I go over to one. Ooh, I'm shaking my head, Derek, baby. I'm shaking my head like, God dang, are you serious? I'm looking at all these bikes and all these four and five figure bikes. I'm like, I said, are you serious? I was like, am I that broke? I'm broke, Derek, baby, because I could not afford a $6,000 bicycle. I cannot. To me, that seemed like that's getting close to like smart car. Is a smart car? What's the cheapest car you can get? I don't want to throw smart car in the bus. I think smart car is actually kind of expensive. What's the cheapest vehicle you can get? Like a Hyundai what? And I'm not picking on Hyundai either. I'm just trying to name some. So a Hyundai what? A Hyundai, I'm not going to say a Soul, but I think they have a smaller one. Like one of their mini mid-compacts, or maybe even Chevy. I'm like, a $6,000 bike? I can't afford a $6,000 bike. I look at them. I can't afford it, but guess what? I probably have to buy a $6,000 bike to replace my bike. And it's not like I didn't know bikes was that expensive, because my bike is about $1,700, but it's old. My bike is old. My bike is about 8 years old. I'm trying to sell it. Try to get like six or seven for it. I should. It has no wear and tear on it, so it's scratched up on one side, not from riding. It's just from it laying on the side. It was not really. It was laying up against something that was metal. That's all. But other than that, nah. It's a good bike. Yeah. Yeah, but everybody said, yeah, wasn't driving though. Yeah. He said, I'm okay though. All right, brother. We just want to make sure Derek okay. Derek said probably not. Said it was raining in the van, fishtailed and hit the divider. Yep. That's one thing. When it's raining, man, always be careful in rain. Some people can't drive in rain, and I don't like. Usually I won't. I'm not riding with you. It depends on where we're going. I don't like to ride with people in the rain. Some people just don't know. Whew. Man, even here, man, Derek, baby, I'm telling you, man, I was in rain that was so bad that I really couldn't even see in front of me. I was miracle driving. I was miracle driving because I was just looking for lights. I couldn't see nothing. I couldn't see no landmark. Couldn't see the street. and I was on the highway, and so you can't. When you're on the highway, you going that fast, you can't stop. Which is you gonna stop? You getting hit. If you can't see nothing, what you gonna do? You can't pull over. I just had to follow the lights in front of me, and that's probably what the person in front of me was doing. They was just following the lights. That's it. That's all we could do. You know what I mean? Because you're not pulling over. You are not going to pull over when you can't see anything. It's just like we get real bad fog like that too. And once you're following somebody and they're following somebody, you just got to go. You can't pull over. Pulling over is just going to get you hit. It's going to get you hit. You got to drive until until you get a spot where it's clear, it's lifted. Then you pull over, or you just get off the road completely. Find yourself a nice find yourself a nice service station, or find yourself like a little strip mall or something. Find somewhere where you can just park until it's over. It's really stressful. Like heavy rain and heavy fog, to me they're actually the second and third worst driving conditions. The worst driving condition is actually black ice. That's the worst. If you've never driven on black ice, thank your lucky stars. That's what they call it, lucky stars. Thank those, because black ice, I hit black ice one time. I was going like about 65 miles an hour. And I had to drive that car. I actually crashed. I hit the back of the car a little bit. But I drove that car backwards at 65 miles an hour and whipped it back around. I'm like, how in the hell did that? I don't know how in the hell I did that. Miracle. But I made it. Yep. Yeah. Derek said I like to, but he said other people don't think so. They just drive. Yep. Just get out there and drive. I'm driving. Just because you got a license and you can drive don't mean get your ass out there in these bad conditions and think that you're supposed to drive the same way. These youngsters do that shit though. We always find over here that some youngsters and get killed themselves 80 miles an hour in slippery roads or something, or around curves. You can't stop it. We got roads for that. And I have driven them. Yes, I have. I've driven them. I love it. But now I need to get me another race car so I can go back up in the hills and hit them hills up. Hey, that keep you tight, man. That keep you tight, brother. That keep you tight. That keep you tight, Derek. Am I shifting right? Mostly left hand. You got it. Whipping it. Sweet. So you got to when you switching hands, you got to hit that wheel and be like this. You got to hit that wheel and you got to downshift. You got to be on both hands. You got to be like. You can lean. And another, if you great at driving, you lean too. You don't stand. You don't do straight. When you're doing curves, you and get into it and hit downshift. Man, I'm making myself miss it, brother. I know. They said, "What the hell's wrong with this crazy man up there?" But that's one of the things I do for fun, man. It's like people do a lot of stuff for fun. Some people go out dancing. I dance anyway. So people, dance, smoke weed, whatever. They do a lot of different stuff. Mine's happen to be driving. I love to drive. I always have. And I've always gotten out of like terrible things when it came to hitting snow and ice. I've always, man, I used to make my cousins go crazy. They'd be in the car, be talking, "Yo, slow down." I'm like, "Man, what the hell you talking about?" I said, "I know how to handle my whip." Oh, man. I made my cousin go crazy. One of them, he's crazy anyway, so he was in the back. And he was just laughing and giggling and jumping up and down like, "Yeah, handle that shit." And I was just like, I was just whipping my car around, just like I was just doing donuts and everything else out in the snow. I said, "Man, I know how to handle my ride, man." I said, don't check me on my driving, man. Don't check somebody on their driving if that's what they do. That's my recreation. Don't check me on my driving. If that wasn't my recreation, yeah, then check me on it. But that's what I do. Shit, I'm not checking you on the stuff that you love to do. You feel me? If shit you love to do, I'm not going to check you on that. I said, "Shit, Derek Bay, you know what he doing? He a skydiver, man. I ain't telling him when to pull the cord. Or whatever. He do what he want to, freestyle and slide on his back and all that in the, a half a mile up in the air. That's on him. Nah, I wouldn't, but that's what he want to do. I ain't gonna check him on it. I'm sitting there getting scared for him. He doing what he got to do. Yeah, but Derek Bay say facts. He said bikes aren't cheap like they used to be. I know. And see, here's the thing, Derek Bay. 5 years, 6 years uh, out of the bike game, like looking at bikes. 5 or 6 years out of the game, and you lost. Because once you go back, you can be like, wait a minute, y'all put a one in front of that eight. Shit was just 800 last time I came. Yeah, but you came 5 years. The thing with me, I used to always go bike shopping, like not for because you always want to add people. When you get a bike, that's not your bike until you finish accessorizing it. Because you're always gonna do something. You're gonna change the seat, change the wrap, change the brake, you know. And I guess Shimano is still like top for when it comes to brakes, right? So I'm still Shimano brakes. So now, as far as like the shifter and all that, I don't know who's the best with that. It might be Shimano too, or I think it's an Italian company, if I'm not mistaken. But Shimano, are they still the best for the brakes and all that? But you know, you always want to change stuff around. You want to change your gear ratios and stuff like that. Make it more fittable. I had a bike shop that was here that actually custom made bikes, but they're not there anymore. And I could have got one for less. I probably could have got one. The last time I talked to them was like about 4 years ago, and they said they'd custom make me one for like, it was only 800. I'm like, shit, I should have got that bike. Custom make bike for me, a big boy bike, because all bikes ain't made equally. Get your ass on a bike and you weigh too much and you go for jumping or something, and there goes your frame. Your frame is all snapped in half and you're looking stupid. Now you got a girl bike. Yeah, there it is, Derek. I didn't want to say that, but Derek said it. Derek said now a bike is as much as a hoopty. Yep. It's as much as a hoop. And just in case you don't know what a hoop is a slang language for back in the day. We have different words for it. On the res, they just call it a res car. Some hoods, they just call it a hoopty, and sometimes there's different names for it. It might be called a stretcher. It might even be called a bucket. Some people don't know. It might be called a bucket. Or the wagon. People call it the hoop. Or if you want to shorten it, you just call it the hoop. Let's go get in the hoop. So it's just the hoop. Not a basketball hoop, but it's just the hoop. That's it. Anyway, that's your slang lesson for today. Your slang 101 right here in Eagles Web Boxing. Eagles Web Boxing, where you get the slang about the hoopty. In the real, not some deal. Yeah, that's right. Derek said, yeah, I hate to drive in the rain when it's coming down. Then I wasn't even driving, which made it worse. That's what I'm saying. You sitting there putting on the brakes and shit. I'll sit in the back. If you driving me in the rain, I'm sitting in the back. Oh, why you in the back? You better pick somebody else up, because I'm gonna sit my ass in the back. I feel safer in the back. I got that seat in front of me to cushion my forward momentum. All you got is the windshield. If I hit the windshield, at least I hit the back seat, the front seat first. I'm gonna do that linebacker shit. I'm gonna do that running back shit. Hey, Derek, I'm gonna do that running back shit like. Yeah. So if I hit that, it's like Eagle doing the running back. I ain't trying to fly through no window. I don't trust your ass. You out there. Yeah, Derek say. He said, yeah, black ice is the worst, which is why I moved from NJ. Yep. He's tired of snow and cold weather. Yeah, that damn black ice is that shit's a murderer. Because you don't see it. It look all normal, like, I can fly over. It's too late, because once you see it, you see that shine. You're like, shit, that's black ice. And black ice is very thin. It's like a real thin layer. It's like a layer of paint or something, but it's ice. And slippery and shiny. But you don't see it, because from a distance, it doesn't have that shine. All you seeing is you think, a lot. And this is the worst one. There's one worse than that. Well, black ice. But black ice under frozen snow. Like, I'm talking about the snow that's so cold it doesn't stick. All it does is blow around. and you might have a layer. That's got me before too. You had a layer. I hit black ice a few times, so I know I got experience with that black ice. So um, the snow's blowing around that you don't really see it, and you going, you're going, and you think you're just in snow because you've been in snow the whole time, and you all of a sudden you see snow blowing around. It's all cleared out because that area is colder than where you was just driving because you was driving through snow. And so you seen a clear area. You like, oh yeah, the sun must have blessed this up. That's black ice waiting on your ass coming out the snow. You come out the snow already frozen, and then you see this frozen snow like blowing. Like if you better slow down if you see frozen snow. And people think, what you mean frozen snow? Snow is frozen. No, sometimes with the terminology, the street terminology, is when it's too warm. We always say that the snow is not going to stick. In other words, it's snowing, but the ground is too warm, so it's not going to like build up. It's just going to melt. But there's another one where the snow doesn't stick. It's just blowing around. Because usually when snowflakes come down, now I got to give them geology now. So when snowflakes come down, they stack up. If it's a little light breeze, they still will stack up. But if it's a breeze and you don't see them sticking, that means that's some black ice waiting on your ass. That's all. I'm just trying to give y'all some information. Yeah. Yeah, Derek Bay said, yeah, I saw yesterday those two kids that were missing, and they drove off that 1,300 foot cliff out there in Cali. Yeah. See, they do this all day, Derek. They do this crazy shit all day. You drive through them. I'm surprised I didn't have my camera at one point because sometimes I drive, I put my camera up on the dashboard, and I show y'all like if I'm doing a trip or something like that. Like if I'm going out, if we got an event. A lot of times going to these events, these guys they'll be weaving like in and out, like 100 miles an hour on the outside lane, and then go through the middle, and then other side 120, 30 miles an hour, and then they just back and forth. I'm like, these are some idiots, man. Then they end up in the bushes. That's stupid. That's crazy when you see. I mean, one of the worst ones I saw is when we had rain. I think it was maybe a couple of years ago, and we just had we had a heavy rain that came down all at once. And I'm gonna say I seen probably 6 cars. 6 cars that had crashed, just within 10 minutes. 10 minutes of driving, like 6 cars, and there wasn't that many people on the road. So they just kept that same energy. Keeping the same energy don't mean keep the same energy in all situations. You don't keep the same energy if you in a flood or something like that. Your energy got to change into like survival out of the flood. You driving on the road and it's hot in 1 minute, and then you have a flash flood for some reason. That's nature telling your ass to slow down. People are dumb. Yeah, poor kids though, man. Yeah, Derek Ray said, yeah, that's why all the new cars come with that racing steering wheel now. He said better control. Yeah, you got to have I like to have my wheel. I like it to be thick, and I like it to be, a certain size. Not really too big. Well, the truck is kind of big. It has to be bigger in the truck. But in the car, I want it almost that size. I don't want it huge, but I want it to where I can whip it, turn it real fast, I like tight steering. Even though it's power, I like it to be tight. Like when you got a Beamer and all that, it's nice and tight. It don't move easy, you got to move it a little bit. Yep. Yeah, them shits is a lot too, though. Yeah, because Derek says I was thinking about getting an electric bike for a while back. Yeah. Yeah, maybe get one. Only thing I suggest if anybody gets electric bike, make sure that the battery is replaceable. Make sure that you can replace it. That you can replace it. That you don't have to rely on, taking it in. That you can, they're easy accessible for you to get a good battery, and it's easy for you to replace. Not none of that shit where they got to be prying. They got to use special tools to open it up and all that. You don't want all that shit. You got to wait a week to get your bike back. Nah. Yeah. I was thinking about that too. I like that pedal assisted shit. Cause you like shit. I'm tired right now. Hey, you put that motor on. Shit. Then you go back to pedaling once you recoup. That's actually a good thing for your stamina. If you think about it, right? That you can rest. Cause any other way you can't rest on a bike. You got to pull your ass over if you got that tired. Or just pedal real slow and do that rock. You know how you do the slow motion rock on a bike? Just in case y'all don't know, this is the slow motion rock on a bike when you get real tired. You pedaling slow as hell. This is enough to keep your momentum going and you not falling off the bike. That's the slow motion. That's after you've been doing this the whole time. And then you're like, shit, I done got tired out here in the sun. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, Derek said I would have to ride every day to justify the price. Yeah, you got dang right. You got to ride every day. Man, if I spend $6,000 on the bike, everybody's going to know where I'm at. Where's he at? He's out on that bike. You damn right I'm out on that bike. He just forget them cars. I'm on that bike. That's $6,000, son. I'm just $6,000 just to look at it. Oh, look how beautiful that looks. I'm riding $6,000 worth out that bike. Or close to it. Once I get up to $5,500 worth of wear and tear on it, then I'll set it down. They said, yeah, the airbag came out, which helped a lot. Okay, 100. Yeah, oh boy. Yeah, y'all would. Hey, when that airbag come out, hey man, did you choke? I heard. This is what I heard though. Somebody said. I'm not sure exactly who it was, but I've heard from more than one person that said did you have to go to the hospital if that airbag deploys? They have to check out your lungs or whatever. That's some strong shit inside there. I don't know what the hell that is, but it's like devil smoke or something. Devil's fire smoke that's inside them airbags, man. That shit. I remember mine went out in my Audi, man. Whew. Man, I was choking to death, man. I was caught, man. I was dying. That's some strong shit. Yep. Yep, Derek said, oh, yeah. He said, all snow don't stick. Yep. Hey, he said 100. Hey, Derek, you better love. Hey, you gotta let them know, brother. They don't know. A lot of people that never been in those cold states, they don't know nothing about no snow. And some people just scared. I've been with people that never seen snow, and we drove through snow. They'll hand that wheel to you quick, like, I ain't driving in this shit. Or they drive way too cautious, 10, 15 miles an hour. You're not going to get where you're going at 10 miles an hour. And yes, you're in the city somewhere. You'll get where you're going. It's going to take you an hour, but at least you're getting there. But if you're on the regular road, you got to drive. It's just that time. You just have to either have snow tires changed, 4-wheel drive. Actually, the order of it is it's 4-wheel drive. That's the safest. Then change, then snow tires, in that order, and then regular tires. Regular tires, you probably gonna end up in the rail somewhere. Yeah, Derek Bates said the airbag dust wasn't bad. He said I put my hands up. So Derek had his hands up good. He said put the hands up so it didn't get in my eyes and nose. Yeah, that shit. I couldn't do all that shit. I couldn't react fast enough. I mean, I went back. I know my neck did like that, but that shit came out my steering wheel, man. Hey, if y'all never felt that, I'm not wishing, and I don't want y'all to have to ever feel that, but that airbag shit is hot too. If you're right there in close proximity with it, it's hot. That shit come out there like 200 and something degrees, man. You done have people got burnt by them things, all kinds of stuff, man. That smoke, that nasty ass smoke, though. I don't know what they put in it, man. The ingredient, they don't, whatever they put in that smoke, they don't have to put all that shit in there, man. I mean, we know it deploys. You don't have to put that extra stinky, spicy, whatever it is in it. You don't need all that shit. That's too much. Yeah, we just chopping up with my brother, man. If you came in and you watch Eagles Way Up, yeah, I'm chopping it up with Derek right now. Yeah, we just talking about stuff, man. Yeah. So if you come in hating on that, then come in hating on that. You know. Y'all didn't want to come. Y'all didn't want to join us for the rap. Y'all should have came in for the rap. Y'all was mad at the title because y'all know what I was gonna talk about. So you came in mad. And no, I'm not gonna single nobody out, but it does seem very convenient. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But for me, it sounds very convenient for fighters to use a pandemic as the reason why they're not fighting. And I don't believe in coincidence, but it's just very suspicious when you have, okay, look at boxers out of the whole community and standing of everything. Boxing community for sports wise in America is very small. It's a little microculture, right? And we might call it a mini culture. It might be a little bit bigger than micro. But out of the whole world, it's like a little microculture. It's nothing. That's like a family versus like your family. You take the boxing community. It's like your family, your personal family, versus your whole city. Like say for instance, you live in New York. It's like your family, the ratio of your family to the whole population of New York. And let's say for instance there's 10 million people. And I give you a pretty big family. I give you 100 people in your family. Now out of 10 million people, right? Let's say for instance there's 5 people that have some kind of a illness. Not even gonna talk about COVID. Or matter of fact, it's not even talking about illnesses. But let's say that 5 people out of the 10 million, just 5 out of the 10 million, real low number, 5 out of 10 million. And with your family, that's 10,100,000. So 5 people out of that whole 10 million, they all won. You know, they won a prize, like they won a lottery. Five of them. And they all won, let's say for instance, they all won like at least 15 million, right? But all of a sudden, out of your family, you guys have 2 winners. So 2 out of 100 versus 5 out of a million. Now, I don't know. It sounds that would sound to anybody. You would have to show them the proof. And I'm not going to ask for any proof of any of these guys being sick or nothing like that. But in that case, you would have to show the proof that 2 people in your family, won that kind of money. Because it's just kind of odd. It's just like, is that suspect? A lot of people will call that suspect now. And you could probably not get anybody to believe that situation, is what I'm saying. Is you probably couldn't get people to believe it. They'd be like, nah, I don't know about that, son. I'm serious. They'll be like, nah, I don't know about that. That straight up sounds suspect right there. 2 out of the 100, whereas versus 5 out of a whole 10 million, nah, that's suspect. And so I'm saying to you that I don't believe in the coincidence, but it seems really suspect. Especially you got major fights coming up. You got fighters who seem to not want to fight people. You got fighters that are so confident, and all of a sudden they come up with some kind of sickness. I just don't get it. For the little microculture of boxing, I think we had like our share. I think we had a little bit too many, and it's sad if you guys are playing on that whole idea. That's a sad thing. And I just wanted to mention that that's kind of sad. I just don't. Wasn't Lopez came up with something? And I guess Javonte Davis came back and clowned him and told him that he came up with something just so he could duck Haney. Hey, if the fighters are calling it out, guess what? The fighters they're part of their own community. Hello, a fight community. It only makes sense. So if they're saying it, don't get mad at me if I bring it up. Oh, damn. Derek said, he said, yeah, I didn't get caught in the face. He said, caught the top of my head. Derek took the overhand. Oh, man. I don't know how to get it, brother. How we get that one? And then we got something. And then we got fights tomorrow. Yeah, we got to bring those up, too. Let me see. He said, I want to see the Ramirez versus Barrera fight tonight. It's on DAZN. These guys are not big stars, Derek. I mean, we could talk about that all damn day long. These guys ain't. You guys ain't big stars like you want to be. You guys are want to be stars, but you guys are not stars. You guys are not stars. You guys want to be stars. You're not. Sorry. Yep. What did we talk about Ramirez at? We just talked about Ramirez not too long ago in another show, and we were talking about who he wouldn't fight or whatever. But he's still undefeated. I don't know. What you calling on that? I don't know. He needs to get that W in though. Yep. It says shoot Eastern, so 6 o'clock. So you get it at 9. Okay, damn. So UK it's like an early fight in the UK. Yeah, UK they got to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning to watch that. Okay, so it does. I don't know. It says Friday. It says 9. So 7 p.m. America, Los Angeles. Yeah. But we're gonna see what it is though. And then again, just so we talking about that, so we know that Canelo fought Kovalev. Why didn't he fight Ramirez? Or why doesn't he? Or Barrera? Because Kovalev is supposed to be the monster. The only thing about Barrera, he's up there, huh? Yeah, as far as like age-wise or whatever. Yeah, it looks like I'm trying to look at the last 5, which I'm not sure. But it looks like the last 5 that he might have, he's 2, looks like he's 2 out of 5. Yeah, 2, yeah, well, 2 losses out of 5, so 3 out of 5. That's what it looks like. Yeah, but they've been fighting long enough. Yeah, one of them, shit, they need to be, they need to be double strapped up. Yeah. Okay, then we got some more too. Because Fortuna, that's what we talked about the other week. We were talking about Fortuna fights today too, and this is where we at this time. That's Diaz and Fortuna. Diaz. And Fortuna? Yep. That's another DAZN. And then Tsunami Estrada. And that one is another, probably, that looks like it's here. Either that's a prelim or something. And Tsunami done lost so many fights though. Tough little Japanese keep going, huh? He like this, he like, my name is Tsunami, what? He take it serious. He like, nah man, I'm on that Tsunami. What's up? Yeah, he on that Tsunami, he ain't playing. We're going to see. Yeah, yep, that's another one. That's just an undercard. Yeah, because they fight early. And then Zepeda's fighting. That's probably going to be the one to look at right there. Right there, Derek. That Tanahara and Zepeda, that's probably going to be one to look at right there too, though. Because you got 2 O's. Somebody's old must go. Yeah. Somebody old has to go. Yeah, and just so you guys will know, the past event we just had. We know Tzu won. I think we talked about that. He got the KO in 3. Colbert won. over the last weekend. So Colbert won, but Colbert needs to shut up. Stop talking so much, Colbert, because you're not the business. And yeah, maybe you did. Yeah, you didn't gave Tug a loss, but I want to see the action again, just to make sure you got to clean. You got to clean your name up. Rivera got the KO. Pochi lost to Glanton, and then we got Rivera. He got the decision, and also Morrell got the decision. And those are the results that I have right here that's facing me that I can talk about. And then with Lomachenko got the win, but that was before. So we're not going to cover everybody. I'm just catching y'all up, just in case y'all didn't know. Just in case you don't know. Just catching y'all up. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, but that low ticket sales, maybe that's what done it, Derek. You got low ticket sales, and shit, I better try to pull out COVID. Instead of saying COVID, they like COVID. Everybody hollering about the COVID. Now stop it, man. For me, if you get mad, then you just mad. But I just don't feel that there's no coincidence. There's no coincidence to me. There's no coincidence. And this shit just comes up. It's like, nah, this just some bullshit that just comes up. There's something to it. There's more to it than what they're gonna lead us on to believe. I'm just gonna say it that way. Everybody say, right, he cried. That's right. Everybody said they got to get their ass out there and fight. Get your ass out there and fight. Hey, I didn't choose. Hey, Derek, did you choose their career? Huh? Did you choose the career for him? I didn't choose your career, son. Derek said he didn't choose your career. We didn't choose your career. Get your ass out there and fight. Making us wait. If we drivers or anything else, if you got an Uber driver, he got to get his ass out there and drive. Come pick me up. Whatever. Huh? I don't care, man. You could be the Paraguayo man. I don't care. You could be the Paraguayo man on the street. You know, the icy man. You know what I'm talking about. Not the one with the truck, but the one to be on the block with that block of ice. You know what I'm talking about. You could be out there with him, shaving ice and shit. The ice shaving man. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They call him different names, you know. Paraguayo. Paraguayo. Yeah. Paraguay. Flavor your ass some ice up. You know, if he ain't got no ice out there, take his ass home. You know what I mean? Man, you can't. It's hot out here, man. I need to get my icy on. And you can't get that ice on, then, hey, take your ass home. Any job. You're a fighter. Get your ass out there and fight. You heard what Derek said. Derek said 41-0. Yeah, 41-0, and you ain't got. You supposed to be unified. You supposed to be undisputed. Oh, Canelo doesn't fight other Mexicans. Here we go. Get your ass out there and fight. Barrera up there in a lot of wear and tear. Yeah, he up there in a lot of wear and tear. Yep. Getting older. Yep. Yeah, Joseph Diaz versus Fortuna. Yep. Want to see that also. Yep. Okay. Derek said they have the prelims on DAZ and YouTube channel now. Said, no, get your ass out there. But get your ass out there, man. Any job you got, man. Because I'll be mad as hell if I see the icy man. If I see the ice baby man, you know, and I got I'm salivating and shit, you know, because, you know, I got for me, it's grape. You know what I mean? So now I got the urge for some grape. I want the grape ice. And I go over there and he ain't got no block. He ain't got no ice or nothing. I'm like, what you doing out here, man? Take your ass home, son. Don't bring your ass around if you ain't got that ice. Or even the man in the truck. Whatever, man. If your machine ain't working, if you can't cone it up, if you can't cone that shit up, take your ass home, man. Get off the block. That go for anything. In the winter, I know people like to hit the hot dog man up. You be looking for the Nathan's man out there on the street. I know y'all got the Nathan's man out there, right? You trying to hit the Nathan's man up, and I'm not saying I'm not gonna eat the Nathan's, but anyway, y'all be looking for the Nathan's man. Now you can't walk over to the cart or any of them. You can't walk over to the cart and he ain't got the mustard and the relish and the onions. You'll go crazy, man. What you mean? Just dogs. Well, take your sign down, man. Don't be acting like you all that, man. Just put just dogs up there. So we know we got to bring our own condiments. It's just dogs. But you fighters, get your ass out there, man. Because I don't know. I'm not falling for it. And I put it. I'm gonna put a disclaimer in there. Here's my disclaimer. My disclaimer is if you really do have any kind of illness, I don't care what it is or what you might want to call it, much condolences or much expeditiously, we would like for you to get well soon and get back in there to entertaining us and whooping some ass because Derek Bailey said, get your ass out there and fight. And so that's what you got to do. Get your ass out there and fight. And that's what we're looking at. But it just seems very convenient to me. Don't get mad at me. I'm saying it seems to me to be very convenient for somebody to be able to just say, oh, yeah, I got the, oh, yeah. You put on a good act. And I don't trust somebody like Fury. I don't trust you because you're a good actor anyway. I can see your ass looking all sad and shit, all like, oh, yeah, I got that COVID and shit. Or whatever. Man, you're a fraud. Your ass, you're a fraud. I'm sorry. Your ass, you're a fraud. To me, you're a fraud. People love you. Everybody love you. It's just me. So y'all can go and hate on me because I'm the only one that don't like you. So everybody else like you, Fury, but I don't. So for me, you're a fraud. Everybody else likes you. So if you want to put a hate stamp on me, go ahead and put a hate stamp on me. Yeah, but Barrera looking for big things though. It just says right here that he hopes a shocker over Roberto Ramirez will lead to a world title. Yeah, he need that. So he's gonna come out and fight like he has to kill somebody he wants to get that shot. Okay, but he wants to put himself to the test. There's another little statement up here that he wrote. Somebody says, I don't know the author, so I can't say who the author is. Okay, let's click on it. Let's see. Let's see it. Because Sullivan Barrera says, Camp's been real good, but he admits he needs to see if he's still world class. He said, I got to see if I'm world class. But that's the way you look at it as a fighter. You got to see if you're world class. But if you're the icy man without ice, you're not world class anymore. So if you're a fighter without skills, you're not world class. But we're going to see what it is. But, of course, Gilberto Ramirez, he's serious too. He says, after I beat Barrera, he says, I want to fight the champions and be known as best pound-for-pound fighter. Okay, so he wants to be on the pound-for-pound. Most people don't care about being on the pound-for-pound. But, as you see, Ramirez wants to be on pound-for-pound. We're going to see if he gets on pound-for-pound or if he just gets his ass pounded out. So we're going to see. Either you're going to get pound-for-pound or you're going to get your ass pounded out. Okay, and this is some other breaking news. I didn't even know about this one. De La Hoya says that they want to get Zurdo Ramirez to 52-0 to break the record that Floyd Mayweather holds. Who does that? Who does that? So forget his family, forget getting him paid and all that. Just get him to 52-0. Yep. But we're gonna see. Because he said he's making his debut with him. But we're gonna see what you do. We're going to see, sir, though. We're going to see what you do. Is that why they've been hiding him? Is that why he hasn't fought for no... Because he's saying two different things. Because he's saying that I want to be known as a pound-for-pound. And what Oscar wants, he wants Floyd's record, so-called record, to just fall like... we need his record to fall. We're worried about Floyd still. Floyd was in your head so bad, Oscar, that you still... That's a shame, man, that somebody get in your head like that where you can't forget him. He in his head there like he's like the boogeyman. Ooh. That's a damn shame, De La Hoya. You're a grown ass man and you let another man spook you. He got you spooked here in your dreams. Waking up sweating. So one of my fighters has to beat Floyd Mayweather's record. Okay, but who would I said that this was a pay that? Yeah, but I need to see. We need to see that that Tanahara fight. Yeah, Zepeda. That's what we need to see. You know, Tanahara, he's holding up our flag. Zepeda's holding up that Mexican flag. But we need to see that one. Fortuna too. Fortuna did. That's all those seem like all good fights. So hopefully that'll be a good card, man. All we can look forward to is good fights. We're not ancients for a lot of things, but we want you fighters to fight though. It's too bad that we are in this situation. That COVID shit should have been out the air by now. I don't know what kind of virus and shit stays in the air like that long. Man, spores don't even stay. Hay fever and shit. The pollen don't stay in the air that long. And you can live right in the tree can be right in front of your house, but after a while it run out of pollen. Like this shit is just mutating and turning into all kinds of shit. Man, God, man. Really? Really? That's how it works? Yep. Yep. Derek said Ramirez already. It says already though. He said he already though. He said that it may not be a good night for Barrera. Yeah, it might not be a good night, but it might be. You never know. That sneaky overhand. Like I said, Barrera, come out there. I'm gonna tell Barrera right now. You listen to Eagles Web Boxing. Come out there right away and establish that overhand right. As soon as you come out, this throw 5 bombs. As soon as you come out, make it wild and push. Throw like 5 straight bombs and confuse the shit out of Ramirez, so he don't know how you gonna fight. Like, oh shit, I'm into it. This is gonna be a war. Yep. But Derek Ray said it's not Floyd's record though. Yep. There's not a whole lot. Derek says there's a lot of undefeated fighters. Yeah, there's a lot of undefeated fighters. He said, hey, did you see Fury supposed to pop for something? And maybe that's why he came up with that thing. I don't know. I thought I had saw that. But then when I started reading the articles, all they talk about is the COVID. Until October, yeah. The fight's supposed to be postponed until October, something like that. I hope Deontay Wilder still fights. Shit, he already didn't. Shit, he been training. Get your ass in there, fight Deontay Wilder, fight somebody. I don't know who you can get on short notice, but everybody act like they can beat you. Get Dylan's White's ass up in there. He just fought. He ain't gonna fight. Who could you get in there? Get somebody up in there. Maybe somebody want a payday. But Derek Bates says, surprised this DAZN card seems to be decent. Yeah, I was saying that too, yeah. It does seem like this is going to be a decent card. We need a decent card. We need decent cards. But everybody has actually... not everybody, but we've seen most of the fights except for the Earl Spence fight. Damn, who do we got coming up? This is what I wanted to do. This is what I'm going to do. Not just I wanted to do it, but I'm just gonna throw some stuff out there because I want to get some feedback. And so now I got my brother out there. I got Derek Bates. I'm not worried about y'all's feedback. The rest of y'all that's out there, welcome. If you want to give some feedback, that's fine. If not, that's fine too. But I'm going to throw some fights out there and just see what you feel about them. You know, a couple of fights. I'm just going to throw out because this is what I want. The boxers, you boxers that are being trolls right now, we need you to get your ass out there and fight. Yeah, there you go. Let A.J. Usyk take the fight. Yep. Or get White. Yeah, somebody get your ass in there. Yeah, I know what you mean. He said, yeah, I mean, there are other undefeated fighters. Yeah, right now we have this is the class of undefeated fighters right now. Everybody's scared, like pushing everybody's side. No, I ain't gonna fight you yet. That don't seem right. No, I'm good. Yeah, Jamel fight, yeah, next weekend, yep. Yeah, Jamel tomorrow's what, 10th? Yeah, he fights next weekend. So that'll be a good one. Yeah, so we got that one coming up. So we got to look forward to that one. We got Earl Spence. But this is what I wanted to say. This is what I'm going to say. Is that Keith lost all your time, Thurman. You You need to get your ass out there and fight. And who I want to see you fight, to be honest, I think there will be a challenge for your ass, and you might not beat him. And a lot of people will shake their head and act like, oh no, it's a bad matchup. But look, you go out there and fight Adrian Broner. Because we need to get some of y'all that just talking. A lot of y'all trolls. Mikey Garcia. That's right, Mikey. I'm mentioning your name right now. Mikey Garcia. You need to get out there. You need to fight either Sean Porter or Danny Garcia. I'm trying to get the boxing trolls off the shelf. Well, Dylan White, I don't know who to tell you to fight. You still a troll too, though. But I don't know who to try to get you to fight. But those are the two fights I need to see. Those are two of the fights that would be. I think those are actually good fights for boxing. Those are actually good fights. Those would be fun fights. Especially the Keith Thurman versus Broner. That'll be fun. I think that'll be a fun fight because Keith going to come in talking so much shit. And he's not going to be able to hit Broner like he thinks he's going to be able to hit Broner. And Broner's going to put him in his famous later on in career headlock. Broner's going to headlock his ass. Anytime he try to charge forward, Broner's going to headlock his ass. That shit'll be funny. But one thing I think Broner got a chance when Keith does his little jump in, because Keith does that little jump too. And that's why Keith, you can't fight Earl. I'm sorry, a lot of people, and I overlooked that shit. At first, I overlooked that about Keith. No, you can't fight Earl jumping the way you jump. He's already about to fight one jumper right now, but the way you do it, Earl gonna catch your ass. And Broner can catch you too. Because Broner throws that left hook. Sometimes he throws it good and sometimes he kind of wings it. But you're going to jump right into that left hook. Yeah, I heard about, De La Hoya trying to fight Canelo. Yeah, De La Hoya was talking a lot of shit. Yeah, De La Hoya, but that'll be, Airbag said, he said both of them can talk trash. You know what? But the reason I brought that up is because even if you don't like what I'm saying, think about this. That shit is going to be fun. You're going to laugh your ass off, folks. Hey, kids, y'all going to laugh, man. We're going to laugh. Not just you. I'm going to laugh my ass off, man. Can you imagine the press? Oh, my goodness. The pre-fight. Anything that's pre-fight, the hype leading up to the fight. Al Heyman, you need to make that happen. Adrian Broner versus Keith Thurman. Oh man, that's gonna be fun. The whole thing will be fun. The fight might not even be as good. The fight might end up being good too, though. But that shit is gonna be fun. But then Mikey, you talk a lot of crap, so we need to get you in there with somebody who likes to talk crap too. So maybe Danny Garcia or Showtime. Get your ass in there with Showtime, Sean Porter. Lopez, I don't know who you should fight because you ain't gonna fight nobody. You're going to fight everybody but Devin Haney and Tank Davis. You're going to talk a good game, but you ain't fighting nobody. And you got your pops backing you up like he wants you to be about that action. Yeah, both of y'all. I think you and your pops is full of it. Because there's too many fights that y'all can get. Y'all can get good fights. Why don't you go ahead and get one that's signed for one of the good fights? Yep. Yeah, Derek Bay said AB has a decent check hook when he uses it. That's right. He got a good hook. It'd be out of place sometimes. He tries to throw it a lot, though. He make you think. You ain't going to just step into him. So he caught Sean Porter with that hook. He caught Sean Porter with a lead hook. Huh? And then Kenny Porter went off on Sean. Like, damn, when you go out there doing new shit, that's what happened. Yep. So you went out there, you wasn't following the game plan. You went out there and AB still dangerous. Don't think AB is still not a punk, though. That's what people got to understand, man. Y'all think some certain fighters y'all think ain't it's fags, they not. They thought Tug was just going to go lay down and get beat up, get winded. And that little dude went in there in shape. He went in there in shape. Just throwing hands. Yeah. Oh, so Danny versus Mikey be out if he a middleweight. Yeah, that's what he's saying. And that's why Charlo won him. Charles said, yeah, you bring your ass up here. You want to be a junior middleweight. I don't know if he's making the best choice. Maybe he's looking at the wear and tear in these guys, but these guys can fight at 154. You're looking at the wear and tear at these guys at 154. You might beat a couple of them, but these guys, they going to want to fight you. You ain't going up there ducking. You're going to get a name right away if you take your ass up there. Because somebody got a springboard back off of you. Maybe somebody who just lost. Maybe like a Harrison or something. Maybe somebody just lost. Got to get back in there and fight you. I don't know. Taking your ass up there. Yep. You said who would Bud be fighting? I forgot. Let me see. Who did I have Bud fighting? Damn, I forgot who I... Because I thought about this. I had him. Maybe I didn't have an opponent for Bud. I'm not sure if I had an opponent for Bud. Who was I having with Bud? You guys? Nah. Who's left for Bud? Let me see. Bud and... Because Keith and Porter, if they're already gone, nobody left for him but Ugas. Oh, Bud versus Ennis. That's why I can see Bud versus Ennis. Ennis has a great chance against Bud. I'll say Bud versus Ennis. Yep. Get your ass in there with Ennis, Bud. Ennis deserves Bud if he don't deserve nobody else. He deserves Bud more than anybody, and this is my stand. So you get mad if you want to, but my stand is that Bud hasn't been at welterweight long enough to make too many demands at welterweight. Because what happened is he let his status of 140, he let it fade out. That's my stand, is that he let it fade out. That's my stand. That's my stand. If you get mad, you're mad. But for me, he let his status kind of wear thin for just sitting on the burner. Now I could make my point nice and clear, because I know you're probably upset about that. When Floyd Mayweather was active, when he was Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather, it wasn't because of his status started going down, and it wasn't because of his inactivity. It's because he couldn't get the fights. He was calling out everybody, wanted to fight everybody at all the weight divisions. Matter of fact, this is what you don't know, and this is what you don't remember. And I don't talk about MTM that much. But when he was at 130, he was calling everybody out from 130 to 147. He said, anybody below 154 down to 130, if you're a champ, I want you. Are you kidding me? He's at 130. He's already calling for people at all these other weights. And he couldn't get the fight, so he had to just start moving up. He had to just move up. You imagine Floyd would have stayed at like 130 or what? Damn. Nobody would have ever touched him. He had a couple of close fights, but nobody was really touching him. Floyd at 135 or Floyd at 140, man, it wouldn't have been. Then his punching status would have stayed up. But you know he had that missing knuckle and everything else, right? In his hand. He had the bad hands, then the missing knuckle. But when he was smaller, he would crack you. He would go ahead and crack you and get you out of there. And certain fighters, even though people thought Floyd didn't punch, certain fighters brought out his punching power. Certain fighters, if he didn't like you that well, maybe even if he didn't knock you out, he'd beat you up pretty bad. Because I think Shane Mosley, I think Mayweather whooped your ass worse than anybody. I think as far as ass whoopings, that was a clinic on whooping your ass. Same thing with, R.I.P. Arturo Gatti, same thing. Castillo, same thing. I mean, certain people, when you said certain things about Floyd, you ain't going to do this, you ain't going to do that, he whooped your ass. So, I will say that about him. Yep. So, that's all I can give Bud. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, Derek Bray said, yeah, he called Sean late in the fight, too. Yeah. But Sean was acting stupid, though. Sean came down all disrespectful hands, just doing some kind of little fake shit or whatever he was doing. And that hook caught his ass. Put his ass down till he was, you seen his eyes was about that big. He went down, his eyes got big. He was like shaking his head like, damn, really? I got knocked down? He was surprised he got knocked down. Yep. Oh, yeah. Charlie been calling him out. Yeah, Charlie calling his ass out. Get your ass out there and fight Charlie. Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of fights for Buzz. Yeah. Everybody said there's. He said there's fights for Bud, but will he take them? Are you gonna take the fight, Bud? I think Bud is. I think he really wants to retire or something. I don't know. He ain't fighting nobody because that whole A side shit. You ain't never. You're not gonna be the A side, brother. I'm sorry. I don't care what Bo Mac or anybody else tells you. You're not the A side. You're not. Even if, no matter what, you're not the A side. It don't matter. You're not the A side, brother. But we don't give a shit. A B. This you're not. You don't have enough power to negotiate because you're with Devil Aram, and Devil Aram always looks out for himself. He always has. But he's dumb too. Even though Bob Arum is smart, he's actually stupid. Because he lost the best thing he had, and that was he lost MTM. How do you lose that? He could have really been getting paid. All he had to do is change the contract. You imagine he changed the contract even if he was taking 20%? Floyd might have went for something like that, 20, 25%, and then Floyd made, those hundreds of millions. That's a lot of money for you, Bob. You're stupid. You're smart, but at the same time, you're dumb as a businessman too, because you try to hold on to the gold. Greed. You don't want to risk your gold. No gambling, but that's what you're in the boxing business. Anything can happen. Somebody can come in sick. You've had fighters that came in sick and they still fought. And anytime you come in sick, you could lose, even if you're better than another fighter. Yep. They say I like that fight. Yep. Everybody said, yeah, they avoided Floyd like the plague. Yep, you got that right. Mosley said Floyd hit a lot harder and was a lot stronger than he thought. Yeah, a lot. If Floyd want to hit your ass, he gonna hit you. Well, when Floyd said you got to kill me up in here, that you gonna get hit. If you get Floyd to that stage where he has to say something like that, you probably gonna get hit pretty hard. If somebody tells you, even if your mother or your father tell you that, and hopefully that's never happened to you guys in life. If your mom said you got to kill me, then she's gonna hurt you. That you have pushed her to an area where no parent should ever be pushed. I like to bring up parents because parents is funny. And it's not me being a parent, but I'm saying this bringing up parents just make me laugh, man. This when you're a kid and you just reflect back on parents. Parents they ain't nothing to play with. But when you push somebody to that edge, that's a whole nother zone. Oh, you got to kill me. Everything they throwing, they trying to hurt you. Because you can see how, I'm telling you, Shane was in there trying to apologize and shake hands with Mayweather. Mayweather wasn't having that shit. And by the way, just to let y'all know, what happened to Victor Ortiz when he fought Mayweather. That's not the first time Mayweather's actually done that. Mayweather has done that with other fighters he didn't like. And matter of fact, he told Ortiz, you just don't make no mistakes. He said, you make any mistakes in the fight, you're going to pay. I believe he did that with Castillo. That Mayweather done that. Castillo was like, trying to do something, didn't want to protect himself. Mayweather cracked him. He's like, that's going to happen to you. Take yourself at all times. Yep. Yeah. Derek Bay said that Floyd and Canelo hit about the same. Yeah. He was monitoring how his ass whooping felt when it came to both of those fighters. Oh yeah, Mayweather whooped my ass pretty bad. Oh yeah, Canelo whooped my ass pretty bad too. They both hit about the same as far as hardness. They both whooped my ass with the same kind of power. Yep. Yeah, Floyd and De La Hoya. Maybe they should fight. Hey, De La Hoya coming back making fights. Maybe him and Floyd should fight again. That would be a money fight. Because De La Hoya still got Mexican fans, and he still got other fans, and Floyd still got people that hate him. And like I said, you got to have a villain in this boxing game, man. You got to be hated. Now Deontay Wilder's hated. But he's just not hated enough. He has to get a little bit more hate, and he'll make more money. Errol Spence is hated a lot, but he's not hated enough because he has his fan base balances out the hate. try and think of the fighters who actually have haters. Keith Thurman is hated a lot, but he's just not. He's not a preferred fighter. Nobody gives a shit what happens to Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman could retire, and they will only mention it one day in boxing. They won't say it. It won't even. It'll be, the news will be burnt up within hours. Nobody will be talking about it. Let me see who else can use to get some hate over here. Because hate brings fans. So most of the fighters, I can see even Sean Porter, and most of the fighters are kind of balanced out when it comes to the hate and like. Love and hate, their love and hate balance is kind of even. But some of these fighters have to tip the scale to be just like really hated, to, and be good. Now when I say you have to be hated, you can't be hated and be trash, because that's no good. You have to be hated and be like close to elite and be hated, because that's just gonna put more asses in the seat to get you some money. You got that right, brother. Derek said it would sell crazy as that sounds. He said it would sell. That's right. Crazy as it sounds, that's just gonna make money. And that's the whole objective. The prize fighting is also ultimately is to make the money. It's not always about the W's. People always, oh, you lost, but damn, man, my bank account is fat. That's what I would be thinking about. I wouldn't even think about no loss. I'd be like, my shit is fat. So if we get that re-up, we want to run it back. Some fighters want to run it back for that bank. They know they don't have a chance, but they just want to run it back so they can get paid. Remember McDonald wanted to make that comeback? We got all fat and shit. I don't think he ever made it, right? Yeah, that's because that money, that lifestyle. They start missing that money, like Duran used to do. Roberto Duran is probably one of the best comeback fighters ever. Retire and come back, retire and come back. And come back whooping ass and get that paycheck and then retire again. He is the epitome of a bank robber. A boxing bank robber was that Roberto Duran. He'll rob the bank quick. Yeah, I gotta come back and rob that bank. Yeah, like Duran. Derek said like Duran. Yeah, Duran. He'd come back and rob that bank. Yeah. Duran's still laughing at fighters when they try to come back. He's still laughing at y'all's dumbasses. You can't do what he do. Because Hands of Stone was a different kind. He was a different fighter, man. Yeah, Hands of Stone was a different fighter. He come back and get that bag on you. I'm going to come back and get the bag. And then I'm out. And then when I need another bag, I'm going to come back and get the bag. All you fighters can't do that. But we need to get y'all to come in there and fight. At least those two fights, I would love to see them. The number one fight for me is Adrian Broner versus Keith Thurman. I got to see that one. Because that whole shit is going to just be funny. You're going to listen to one phony just saying all kinds of shit, and you're going to listen to another phony. That when I say phony, I mean he's likable, but a phony in a different. They're phony in two different ways. Keith is phony for his personality. Broner's phony because of his actions. So his mouthpiece will be just talking about what he's going to do, and maybe he won't. But I think it's a good style for Broner. I think Keith Thurman is a good style for Broner to beat. A hard pressing fighter. And Broner likes to be on that back foot. I don't know. I don't know what you guys think about that, but that sounds good. It sounds good to me. Hey, but y'all get out of here, man. Get out of Eagles house, man. Y'all go enjoy your weekend. I appreciate all you that came through, and I appreciate my mod, Derek Bailey, because he came through. At least when he came through, he was having a conversation with me. The rest of y'all too shy. Y'all either shy or at work. If you're at work, it's all cool. Just come back. If you're at work and you listen to it, if you're not here, then make sure you hit my thumbs up. Leave me a comment or something like that. Like and subscribe. And we'll get back at this again, man. Maybe I'll come in on the weekend and we'll talk a little bit. But anyway, my shout out to all the real people that I see. And my shout out to all of y'all that mess with me right here on Eagles Way of Boxing, man. That's right, it's Friday. Nothing but blessings. don't know what it is, Derek Bailey. That maybe we pressed. Did we press y'all sir too hard for the recipe? Haven't seen y'all sir what at least two or three shows, man. And old Sir Flame haven't seen Sir. Sir usually come through. I expect certain minds to come through, and everybody else I expect to just be on the outside looking in, scared. But yeah, man, y'all need to get back in the Eagles web, man. But that's just funny though. Yeah, I think they are trying to make Ugas versus Thurman. That'll be a nice ugly fight. I don't know. Maybe I give Ugas the benefit of the doubt on that one. But Thurman, I don't know. I'd rather see him in Broner. Anyway, I'm going to catch y'all, man.